and welcome to Led by Passion. Today we are having a very special and interesting interview because I'm interviewing my partner, Felesia. Hi, Felesia.
Hi.
So today is your day. You're on the other side of the camera. How does it feel?
Not easy. I'm nervous as to how this will go, but I'm hopeful.
Okay, so I'm very sure people out there really want to know who Felesia is, what is behind you, and just tell us a little bit or even more about Felesia.
Okay. Wow, it's always easier to write these things down than to be out here saying them one by one. But let's give it a shot. So, wow, I'm a political science graduate from the University of Zambia. I've done accounting and business from St. Mary's University. I'm an entrepreneur. I've done a couple businesses I could count with probably two hands. So I've learned a lot from many different fields. I have worked before, both in the government and the private sector. I am an ambassador for African Union, CFA, and also African Union meeting, what they call it, the model AU. I'm a mother, I'm a happy person, I am the life of the party, and
I definitely agree on that part.
Yes, so I love to read. I really love music, but I also just love to learn and do things. I love to keep myself busy.
Okay, so there's so much to Felesia,
right?
Yeah, I can pick up like so many things. So because we're on Led by Passion, so we're definitely just gonna focus really on the entrepreneurship and everything. So you've mentioned like you've done a number of businesses. I'm sure people would be interested to know the type of businesses that you've done, and if you're still doing them, if you stopped, what made you stop doing those certain businesses?
Okay, so I've done a number of businesses, some of which are buying and selling of things, small items. I've run a restaurant before. I've run a bar before. Now, those are the things that I did and I'm not doing anymore. And now I'm into real estate. I'm running a real estate business. I am doing an avocado plantation business. Well, the idea is not really to be around avocado, but to just start doing seedlings, growing plants for resale, but also to start getting into farming more on fruit-based kind of farming. So to start raising some plantations around fruit trees. And what else do? I assist my husband with his IT company. So I try to help him to do the operations and management part of that. Yes, let's focus on those things.
Okay, all right. So before I can go into what you do and everything, you mentioned that you're a graduate and everything. So besides these hustles or businesses, are you in full-time employment? Are you working? And no, if you're not, why aren't you working?
No, I am not working. As I mentioned, I've worked in the government before, although I was doing my internship. I did my internship with a certain ministry, and then after that I got into the private sector, and I really loved the work ethic. I loved the team. I loved the kind of work atmosphere that we had, but I had an issue with how I was literally moved out of work. So in that situation, I had to find my feet and find something to do. I think that's what led to all the businesses that I've done before. It's those spaces, you know, life is not a straightforward line. It's not guaranteed that after this you're going to be this, it's not a biography like we read it in books. There are many times that you're going to plan certain things and they don't work quite the way that you do or the way that you want them. So it's those times when life gives you a setback that for me, I sit in that moment and try to find something that I could do with my hands, something that I could do with myself in order for me to keep going, because I really hate idle sitting.
Okay, so you also mentioned being an ambassador for what's that?
The African Union.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So is it something in line with your passion? Or is it just work, or is it something you love to do? Does it have anything to do with the businesses or anything?
Also, not at all. So in all these things that, you know, every day you're trying to do this and squeeze yourself here, I found myself with an organization called FES. Allow me to mention this. So it's a political organization. It advances politics in young people, so that young people get involved in politics. So being in that group and atmosphere and learning, we had a training for a certain period of time in 2017. So, you know, the team was happy with how I was working, what I was doing, the responses that I was making. So when the team was requested to send somebody to African Union model, they selected me to go. So when I went for that meeting, based on the contacts and, you know, the relationship that I created with the African Union, now I get contacted sometimes directly from them. Yeah, so the following meeting that I went to was a STEM meeting that promotes girls in workspaces that are men-oriented. So we were trying to change the agenda to promote girls in engineering, girls in mathematics, girls in technology, and to just say that girls can do and be whatever they want in whatever kind of atmosphere. They should be a mechanic if they want to. They should be a pilot or an engineer if they want to. So you asked if that's my passion. I was very happy to do that, and I get called on to do those things because, yes, that is an area that I'm very passionate about. To be able to see girls be who they are, be brave about who they are, and take a lead in whatever that they do, and not always take a back seat in a lot of situations. I love to talk and be about girl empowerment.
All right, so now let's talk about business. You mentioned a few businesses that you had started and you're no longer doing anymore. So tell us about the business you're in right now, what you're doing. Tell us a little bit more about everything.
Okay, so I run a real estate business. The way it started is so funny. I just received a call from somebody that was asking for me to find a piece of land based on what I was doing before. And I said, oh no, I don't work there anymore. And then, you know, 2 or 3 weeks later, someone is asking you the same question. I said, you know what? Let me call somebody. So I called somebody, and somebody was offering me a piece of land at a very good price. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump on this. So I called that person back, and they were willing to pay double for it. So I said, okay, so this is my opportunity. So what I did there was I took advantage of the position that I had. I realized that people were calling me and looking for me because they knew I was in an advantaged position better than them. They knew I knew somebody that they didn't know. So in that instance, I knew that this is an opportunity for me to ride on. If I'm not doing anything at the moment, I'm, you know, just fresh out of having a child, I'm just sitting at home, still job hunting and all these things. This is something I could do, by the way, once in a while. And the first time I did it, I didn't even think about it as a business. I just thought, oh, I'm doing a favor for a friend. And I got home and I was like, oh, that was, you know, good business. Thanks, bye, I'm going to chill now. And then I walk out and somebody tells me, oh, so I heard about what you did. Real estate is a very good thing to do. You will probably never work again. And I looked at them, I was like, hey, real estate. So, you know, I got home and I was like, you know what I'm doing is actually real estate. So before I knew it, that person is calling me again for another piece of land. And the same thing happens. I call my friend again, that my friend is able to offer me something. I'm able to go there and she's able to help me to get these papers ready in due time. Just like that, after two contracts, close contracts, I just said, let's ride. This is what we're going to do. What do I need to do to get set up? But you'll be surprised. Up to today, I'm still calling people. I'm still asking people to help me out because I didn't study real estate. But I really love to do everything I do at a professional level. So now, only now am I learning about what it is, how to set up my documents, how to set up my agreements with my clients before it's easy to get a sale contract, but it's not easy to set the relationship between you and the client that you're going to assist. So I'm living and learning, really. So far, so good. I think every person that you attend to, you give them good service, will always bring somebody back. Then I started the seedling business, right now producing avocado, hopefully lemons and oranges in the nearest future. But how did it start? So my aunt lives away and I was assisting her with a few things. And she told me, I need you to help me organize my farm and I want to plant avocado. And not being here, she started setting up some contacts for me, to enable me to learn and know how to do these things, because I'll be implementing on her behalf here. So I went there, I went for a workshop. I'm glad to have that spirit to be able to just say, yes, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna learn. I don't care about this, but I'm gonna go. So I went there and 10 minutes into that workshop, I was like, this is it, where have I been? So
an opportunity presented itself.
Yes. So I did that workshop. It was a day workshop. I learned a lot about the avocado fruit, about how to propagate it and how to plant it and take care of it. And I said, instead of just implementing this for my aunt, I'm going to do this for myself. And part of why I really jumped onto this one quick, somebody would argue and say, just like that. But you know, I really jumped onto this one quick because the issue of planting trees and plants, and it's something that is dear to my heart. And I hope that it's something that is dear to any young person's heart, because the rate at which we are cutting down trees in this country, the rate at which we are deforesting this country is a danger to our children's children. And I thought to myself, if we can plant fruit trees maybe on the African side, maybe we will stop cutting them down for charcoal. So I have 4,500 seedlings sitting at my house.
That's a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. It was a lot of work. You will be surprised to find us on a Sunday touching that soil, putting in those bags and putting those seeds in. And it's such an amazing experience. For me, just thinking, even if I don't plant these 4,500 plants in my farm, I'm gonna give you a plant to go, I'm gonna give somebody else a plant. If we are all going to put these 4,500 plants in the ground, I'm a happier person because I know I would have added something to the next explosive thing to the continent, which is climate change.
That's really interesting. Yeah. So picking up from the real estate and the planting, can you say you have some capital investment, or were these type of business that you never really needed any capital? And if you did, how much are we talking about?
You'll be surprised, I didn't start with anything. Well, we would argue for the avocado business, but I can confirm with you that what I started with this avocado business, all my friends can afford and they can start. Even you can start.
I'm ready to.
So,
I can't wait.
You know, we always hide behind this capital situation. Most of the businesses that I've started, even real estate, I've reached a level where I get referenced from people that I don't even know. But tell you the truth, I've never invested anything. The only thing I invested was an opportunity and an added advantage where I know somebody that you don't know. And I'm riding on that. And I'm riding on my loyalty to my friends and what they have to me. And just the knowledge that I had because I had worked in an institution where they know about these things. So I can sit with somebody and just give consultation and somebody pays me. That's actually something that I've done before also. So I'll just sit with somebody, look through their papers, give them consultation, and they're able to pay me. So I haven't run on any big capital at all. And to grow this seed, it's 200-300 kwacha. I've bought enough seed that would give me back massive returns. So with, I'll give you some figures. These are not certain, but roughly with like 400 kwacha, I can produce 1,000 avocado seedlings. Yeah, you could
really
do it too, right?
Yeah. So, like, in short, you're trying to say, like, capital may not even be the main thing. The main thing is to see opportunities and to grab those opportunities and ride on them.
The only thing that sets apart entrepreneurs and those people that are not doing anything is the urge to start. That's all. Because I believe that we live in a world where, especially on this end, there's always a problem that we are trying to solve. And as long as there is a problem in society, that's an opportunity for you to create wealth, to create jobs, to create something to do with your time. So the only thing that sets us apart is the urge to start. So it's about fear. It's about sitting there and thinking, am I really going to do this? It's about excuses. Is this the right day for me to start? It's about doubting yourself. Am I really in a position where I will do this for the best? Tell you the truth, both the things that I'm doing, up to today I'm learning. A client will call you and tell you to do something and you don't know how to do it, and you can't tell your client I don't know how to do it. Tell them I'll call you back and call somebody that can tell you how to do it.
Okay, so besides the real estate and the plans, there is Led by Passion.
Yes.
Of course, you can't forget about that.
Yes.
So tell us, why Led by Passion? What prompted you? Why are you here in Led by Passion?
So Led by Passion is, for me, I think the next big thing. It's probably the next biggest thing. And I'm super excited to be part of this journey and work it with an amazing woman like you.
Oh, thank you.
I think for me, what I told myself is, if young people are not going to get up to go and find something to do for themselves, we need to use other peers to show them that they can actually go and do this. Because what has happened in the last few years is, now we go to conferences where older men are talking to us, older women are talking to us, telling us how they started and what they did, and they're telling us to work hard. And half the time, these young people are rolling their eyes. So we need a generation where, yes, we need a setup and a generation where when they look at me, they're thinking, she's my age, or she's younger than me. Why is she making so much money? How is she living off of her own work? They get motivated because they feel like, if she can do it, I can do it. But when we are talking to older people, we're always thinking they're ahead of the game. They've been working at this for so long. So Led by Passion is a concept that is so dear to my heart. And I hope that everybody can pick up on this and just know that what we are here to do is to influence a generation that wants to work on their own. The unemployment rate in this country is appalling. We are hitting rates of about 80% of young people without jobs. Millions are graduating from the universities, but there's no jobs. So what are you going to do? So we need to keep pushing people to manifest their ideas and run with them.
Yes, so you mentioned something about living on your businesses. So how can you say these businesses are sustaining you? Are you happy? Would you go to work? Would you look for a job right now? If a job had to pop up for you, like, we got a job for you right now, would you go for work, or what exactly would you do?
Well, this is a very interesting one. And you need to sit tight for this one. Because to be honest with you, I'm very career oriented. Every day I'm looking at my time, and I'm saying I need to go back and do my master's. I need to go back, and I'm very career oriented. Although now, living off of the work that I do and being an entrepreneur and working on my own, it has given me so much freedom and flexibility that I'm able to think and do things with the most of myself. So it's two things. I can go back to work, but there's probably like 3 jobs I could go back to.
So selective.
With a certain timeline. So I'm not sitting here looking for a job every day, applying every day, trying to find something. I'm definitely not doing that. There's certain jobs I've definitely seen that I've listed. I cannot do this job. But because I'm career oriented and because of my background, because of where I saw myself before I landed in this beautiful place that I am, I would love to go back to a space where I can work maybe for 5 years, and then I will feel like I have lived. So I can go back to work, but my answer is it's not any job that I can do.
And it's just for a period of time.
For a very short period of time. My God, 8 a.m. to 5 a.m., you guys.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about so much that you do. And then in the beginning of the show, you mentioned you're a mother and you're a wife. And then now looking at all these things you have to do, how much time do you invest in these businesses that you can have so that you have enough time for your family, enough time for the organizations that you're involved in? How do you juggle around everything when it comes to time management?
Girl, it's not easy. It's God's grace, really. I'm sure you remember last night I was sending you a document. What was that, midnight?
Yeah. It was really midnight,
Yes.
and I was just like, tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. There will be good days and there'll be bad days. But working for yourself is a lot of work. Because for me, there's no 7 a.m., there's no 5 a.m., there's no 9 p.m., there's no 12.
Midnight.
Yes, so when the work needs to be done, it needs to be done. And you know, I envy people that do one business or two, because you know that today I need to do this and this and this. But for somebody like me, I'll be out in the bush all day, and then I get home at 8 and I remember Ades is waiting for a document, and she's been waiting for 2 days. That's what I was saying yesterday. She's been waiting for 2 days for this document. Yeah. Tomorrow I have to leave. I have an appointment at 10. What am I going to do? I sat there and started working on that document from 9 until 12 at night. And at 10, I was in New Kasama. So I think the most important thing for me is to have a very supportive group of people around you, to have a supportive husband if you're married, to have supportive friends, to have friends that will understand that some days you just won't make it, to have friends that will understand that 3 days she hasn't called me, she still loves me. You know, to just have that is more than enough.
Yeah, talking of that, you've got so much going. Do you even have a social life, girl?
Girl, it's the social life that we are in. It's the social life, and then we work outside.
All right, so seeing that you've got so much going on, and I know your mind is focused on so many things. It's not just entrepreneurship. There's even this love for helping other people. So what can you advise the people out there, the young minds that, because you mentioned something about a lot of Zambians are just waiting for a job. They are graduates, but they're just sitting there waiting, but
applying every day.
Yeah, applying every day. And honestly, we don't even have these jobs they're looking for. Like, it's like every space is taken. What kind of advice would you give someone who's hopeless, or someone whose mind is just so focused on finding a job?
Okay, I could probably talk forever on that one, but let's break it down a little bit. So I think the most important thing we need to realize is we go to school, we go to these institutions of learning to gain knowledge, to just be able to be teachable and knowledgeable about certain things. We need to break the box of thinking, after school, I'm gonna find a job, I'm gonna find this, I'm gonna be this. Whatever career we're thinking of, a doctor, an accountant, those are already startups on their own. You can work on your own. You can still, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean that you cannot create employment for other people. Just because you're an accountant does not mean that that's it. You need to work for the biggest financial firm in Zambia. It doesn't mean that. We go to school to learn, to create something new. And that's something that we always put aside in this country. While our friends outside are focused on that. They are focused on creating new and bigger things for themselves and for others. My dear graduates, my dear students, even when you're in school, even when you get out of school, always look for an opportunity to shine, to be you, to be the best version of you, and to show the world what you can give to the world. All of us have something to give to the world, and you will not find it in a 6x6 cube. You need to go out there and be the best that you can be. Find an opportunity for yourself and use it. It's not just about the job, it's about creating the jobs and finding spaces in the universe that allow you to just be you. Go and work for somebody, but still go home and find your light. What is your light? What is something that you do that makes you happy? Some of you are working in jobs where you're so miserable. Why are you staying in that job? Go and find something else that will make you happy. Go and find, feeding is not just about going to work. You can feed your family. Tell me about the richest people in this country before we go anywhere. Who do they work for? They have created opportunities for themselves to be and make something of themselves. They are startups. Do not be afraid to start. Like I said, the only thing that sets people apart, entrepreneurs and non-entrepreneurs, is the urge to start. Go and start. I hate to believe that there's somebody in this world that does not have an idea. God has planted something in you that will make your money. That's all I know. God has planted something in each one of us that will make you money without going to do it for somebody. Whatever He's planted in you will make you the money. All you have to do is go and start and believe in yourself.
So there you have it, viewers. I believe you've learned so much from Felesia. She has so much to unpack. And I personally have learned a number of things. I've learned that there's nothing wrong with working, but let it be your stepping stone. I personally believe work should be someone's stepping stone because everybody has a passion or an idea or a talent. There are so many things that you can turn into business ventures. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So till next time, next Thursday, for now, it's bye.